It's working now. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. I hope you're doing well. Hope you had a good day. We're going to get into a collective. Got some laundry done today, so that was nice. That's why I'm on here a little late. Gotta keep it hydrated, right? It's part of the deal. It's part of the deal. Sure, we'll do that. So yeah, I hope you had a good day today. I'm hearing another day, another dollar. Welcome in, X. Welcome in, Kitty. Welcome in, Emma. Pardon me. So there is going to be a members live coming up. I'm just letting everybody know because it's going to be a little bit more personal. A lot less trolls, a lot more fun, more discussions. Shit we can't really say here on television kind of situations. Do you remember that show? With the green slime? Ooh, the Emperor. Okay. What do we got? The Page of Wands? So there's some sort of an Emperor. Maybe you're having a hard time challenge standing in some sort of, into some sort of leadership. And I'm really kind of getting this uninspired energy, but I don't think it's coming from you. I think somebody's projecting this. And it's almost kind of giving me this energy, like this immature energy of acting out of character as well. Somebody's trying to project that. Somebody's collaborating to try to project that onto you. It's not working. Yeah, they're casting illusions. Now, there very well could be an emperor out here somewhere, reluctant to collaborate. They're not inspired. Six of Pentacles and the Two of Cups. Okay. So there's some sort of illusions of a relationship. And that things are going to balance out, but it's an illusion. The Chariot in reverse. Yeah, you need to take out the trash with this one. I think this Emperor needs to take out the trash, is what it is. Because they're being casted in, they're uninspired to collaborate with a particular person due to some sort of illusions. of a relationship and balancing and gifts and all this stuff. And it's really not... Yeah, there's an Ace of Pentacles here. The Page of Swords. There's some sort of information or message coming forward. There's been a lot of planted seeds, a rebirth. Ten of Pentacles and a Queen of Wands. Ooh. Moving forward with purpose and passion. Knowing what the hell you want. Radiant. Glowing. Nine of Pentacles. Two of Swords. You're having to make a decision on your independence. Because somebody's trying to cast an illusion of a relationship and it's not doing it. They're trying to do this to an emperor. Somebody that's already in their power. I'll tell you right now, you can't be wasting the emperor's time. I'll tell you that right now. It doesn't go well for you if that's what you want to do. It will not go well for you if you're gonna waste an emperor's time. Somebody in their emperor energy, you don't waste your time. I'll tell you that right now. Because if you do, you're asking for trouble, my friend. Okay? You asking for trouble. And it's not even trouble that they're gonna inflict on you. It's the divine trouble. Because if anybody's in their emperor energy, they are divinely guided. Okay? Because you have to go through all your other archetypes in order to get to that point. So you don't pull the wool over an emperor. It doesn't happen. You might think it's happening, but it's not going to happen. And once they find out the truth, no telling what's going to happen. Welcome in, everybody. I hope you had a great day. Thank you so much for joining me tonight for this collective reading. A little bit for you. Welcome in, Sean and Elephant. Big Red. The Cosmic Court is in session. Please be seated. What are we going to start with today? Spirit, what are we going to do today? Okay. Let's start off with these ones. I'm not your type either, Mar. I'm glad. I'm glad I'm not your type. I'm really glad. You're not my type either. Great spirit, guides, guards, protectors, angels, ancestors, divine light, please be here to guide, guard, and protect me during this channeling. Thank you for your blessings, your wisdom. Please only allow good messages to come through tonight. As well, please send back any ill will or evil eye back to its sender and have it bound to them. As above, so below, as within, so without, and so it is. Welcome in, Timothy. What is my best blessed message for my collective tonight? What are we starting out with? The Enchanter. So deception and trickery. There's some sort of deception or trickery happening. What else? We got the Champion in the reverse. Achievement downfall. So there's some sort of trickery or deception that is not being achieved. I think they are seeing a downfall at this point. What else? Please take what resonates and leave what does not. We got the King on its side. Control, reversal of fortune. So somebody's thought that they were going to get the upper hand, and it's not happening. Okay? Not happening. They've lost control. They've lost their power. They've been demoted, is what I'm being told. Somebody's meeting up at the crossroads. Something that maybe behind the scenes, something that you don't know about. They might be tossing. They could be on their way out. Not that I'm wishing that on anyone, I'm not. But according to the Reaper, when your time is up, your time is up. The Witch, experimentation and rebellion on the bottom. So there might be somebody in the background collective that's been trying to achieve the impossible, trying to trick you. And I'm really picking up on this first reading with the tarot that I tapped into, where there's somebody trying to deceive an emperor. It's not going to happen. They've lost control. They did not achieve what they wanted. You did not go through this downfall, emperor, so they can sit there all they want and cry and boo-hoo and feel in shame or whatever they want. But their deception, their trickery, it was lame. Very, very lame. Okay? Shit, man. This could have been an even a parent. This could have been somebody that maybe in your family. I'm kind of getting a feeling like somebody tried to ruin your idea and your ability to have children, right? They didn't want you to have children. Meanwhile, you decided a long time ago you didn't want children to begin with. But they tried to sabotage your life to the point where you couldn't have any type of stability or anything to even consider it. Okay? So, I don't know, in some way they did you a favor, but it blew up in their face. Because it turns out you don't want to have you don't want kids to begin with. So, that message isn't for everyone, but it could very well be to this emperor. The Hound, loyalty, chains, promises. And I'm really picking up on broken promises with this card. It kind of showed up on its side. So, I'm kind of getting this feeling like whatever this energy was, you tried to be loyal to this energy, but they betrayed you. They tried to hold you back, okay? And they had all these broken promises that progressed, and you got tired of it and you walked away, right? You cut them out. Self-expression and strength. Yeah, you moved into this new energy of being able to see yourself in a new light by the looks of it, and you moved on. You're done playing these dumbass games with these idiots. I think you were needing to tap into your unseen potential. And I think what happened is the universe kind of gave you a way to tap into that. Okay? You might not think about it like that now, or you might not have thought about that before, but you might come to think about it like that. The divine gave you an experience to learn from, to grow from, to empower yourself, to choose you, and you passed with flying colors. You chose you, you healed, you did the work, you did the shadow work, you empowered yourself, you rose above, you rose out of the ashes like the phoenix. The energy I'm picking up on right now, you're very inspired, you're very radiant, you're very in the vibe. You are tapped in, whoever you are. And somebody tried to deceive you and trick you and tried to keep you from keeping, they tried to keep you from moving forward. They tried to bring about your downfall. They tried to control you. They tried to reverse your fortune. They tried to get your parents involved. They tried to, fuck with the loyalty and create chains and broken promises and all this other shit to try to bring you down. Didn't work. It only helped you to self-express and find strength. It only helped you to remove yourself from these chains and start speaking up and speaking with your voice. And I think you're kind of taking this position now where you are stepping up into this new position of leadership. Somebody's wanting you to be overthinking, though. They don't want you to be stepping into this. Somebody's going to come in and say that they want to help you, but I'll tell you right now, they're not trying to help you. Okay? And you might have a hard time accepting help to begin with. You might have a hard time accepting and trusting guidance that's being given to you. Part of me really thinks you need to open up your eyes to the stars and the alignment of the planets and kind of look into the energy and see where the similarities are with the current moment in time. See if there are any similarities and do your own little bit of research, because you very well could be very surprised with what you find. How the planets align and how everything ties in energetically. Hiding your true self and projection. Somebody wanted you hiding yourself, hiding your true self. They didn't want you out here, being vulnerable and, speaking up and telling your story. They didn't want that. They didn't want that at all. They wanted you closed off in isolation, feeling worthless. But look at you go. Whatever the case is, collective, you've done a lot of work, and it shows. And the people that are hating are envious. They're jealous. They thought they could puppeteer you. They thought they could control you. They thought they could whittle you down, snap you out, make you act out of character, make you look all crazy and shit. And they're being, yeah. Their whole cause and effect for what they're doing, they're being illuminated. People are looking at them and they're wondering why they're even bothering. Because they're trying to create chaos in your life. Deliberately. People are starting to see this now. People are seeing the obsession. It's kind of embarrassing for them. Because if they're not in shame now, they will be soon. They're not paying any attention to detail. They don't think anybody's watching. They don't think anybody cares. They don't think anybody knows what they're doing. They're going to come in with a bunch of generosity, okay? Because they think you're a naive and you'll just suck it up. But your discernment is off the charts, collective. So you're gonna use your discernment with this generosity. Okay? Somebody's going to try to be generous with you, but they're thinking that you're naive and that you won't know their other ulterior motive. Attention to detail, pride, they have no pride. They have no attention to detail. Okay? They're not about a tradition or any type of order. They're very much in the chaos. They're not very wise. Yeah. You're definitely awake now to the situation. You're opening up to new possibilities with relationships and vulnerability, and I think that's a really good thing. You might have been closed off for quite a while, coming out of isolation, out of a healing period. Okay? And just to see how far you've come to this point, collective, you've done well. Alright? And you need to pat yourself on the back. You will be the heir to a particular situation. So you're going to be tapping into something that you're not even suspecting. Okay? There's something coming down the pipe for you that you're not going to expect. You're going to have to use your discernment. Let's get a vibe check. You could be nurturing yourself at this time, collective, which is good. It's recommended. Specifically going through into the Lion Gates portal. So, are you guys going to be there on August 8th to meditate? I mean, it's August 1st right now, Friday, 11:41. Apparently it's happening at 12 or 12:30 Eastern time. You're going to be there for it? It's a mass world meditation for world peace and the end to the wars, and to step into the next season. Are you going to be there for it? Right where you are. Look it up. The Lionsgate Portal Mass Worldwide Meditation. Look it up. Check it out. I want to be there for that. I might go live for it. I'll go live roughly about an hour beforehand, and we'll kind of jump in on it. I think it's a good thing to do. As a collective, to raise the frequency of Mother Earth, I'm on it. Let's do this. Calling all tribe. A little bit of Scottish, a little bit of Irish, a little bit of French, a little bit of European, a little bit of Gypsy. So you are nurturing your divine energy. You're definitely not nurturing anything that wants to be your dirty little secret. You are cutting that out. Anything that wants to be on a down low, you want nothing to do with it. You're building up some sort of boundaries, collective, and I'm proud of you. You're taking control of your life. You very well could be into mentorship or wisdom or giving back in such a way. You might be actually nurturing others, which is kind of cool. Stepping into your divine energy. Helping the hopeless. Helping those that feel a loss. Feeling depressed. You're nurturing these people back to health, maybe back to empowerment. Keep going. Somebody's salty and losing their fucking mind. We're gonna clarify this. It's either that or somebody wants you to be bitter, angry, petty, and salty and losing their mind. But I think it's somebody else. Because they're stuck, they're stagnant, they're frozen. And it's almost giving me a feeling like this person that's bitter, you left them behind. Right? Because they really didn't have any discipline. And they lost all credibility with their authority, whoever this is. And I think it's because of their anger or their bitterness. And I think they're salty because you're not stuck. You're not stagnant. You're not in this energy that you just don't have anything. Like you're not holding on to this energy, clearly. Somebody's all stressed out that you ripped their mask off. You see them for who they are. They're a fucking backstabber, cheater, double life. They're all stressed out. Because you demasked them. They're two-faced. I think you called them on their shit and they don't like it. They're not happy about it. Yeah, this was definitely a karmic. I'm really getting a feeling like they tried to step on you to get ahead. Didn't work out too well. Didn't realize you had landmines underneath you. It kind of blew up in their face, collective. That's weird. Where the hell did they go? Oh, that's where they went. Somebody's rather stay shallow than they don't want to. They don't want to do the deep insight. They're very shallow individuals. Whoever you're dealing with, it's kind of sad. Like they feel that they have a right to sit there and bitch and complain and be bitter and angry and all this shit. Meanwhile, all they do is literally sit there and they do fuck all about it. But all they do is sit there and complain. But they don't do anything about it. They don't choose to have any new friends. They don't choose to have any type of new life. They don't do nothing to do anything on it. So, welcome in, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I keep saying that as a repeat, just because new people are jumping in that I see in the chat. So, welcome in, everybody. Yeah, this person was not part of your fulfillment. They were not part of your. They were a detour, is what they were. There was no fulfillment here. At one point, you thought this could have been an actual decent friendship, but as this bitterness ensued, it ruined everything. It ruined everything. And I'm really getting a feeling of eggshells. You're basically walking around on eggshells. And then, like, you got to the point where you couldn't deal with this shit anymore. But I don't think it was just this person, it was where you were. Don't sink into hopelessness and despair, for in your life a spark of light. What? Oh, okay. So, for in you lies a spark of life that is undefeated and unbeatable. You can overcome everything that your destiny depends upon. Collective, I don't know who I'm speaking to, but whoever I'm speaking to, you're one of a kind. There's not anybody out there like you. There might be some people out there that are similar to you, but you're one of a kind. Alright? And for some of you, you have some special energy, and you need to be very, very choosy as to who you share that energy with. Because you could very well be sharing your abundance and not even realize it. People could be siphoning off of you, and you don't even know it until it's too late. Even just their bitterness, their daily bitterness, right? If somebody doesn't like waking up in the morning, for instance, right, and they wake up and they're just utter bitterness, utter darkness, every fucking day, right? And somehow you're just supposed to let it roll off the bat, right? Somehow you're just supposed to not allow it to affect you, right? How is it that you start a day so fucking bitter and expect to be happy throughout your day? It makes no sense to me, collective. Right? And this could have been who you were dealing with. Who was trying to trick you. Who was trying to make you feel less than. Without even saying a thing. Like they were being very deceptive. Like very much a narc. Very much a narcissist. Okay? Being very deceptive and covert with their abuse. and then gaslighting you and acting like it's not even happening. And then asking you, what did I do to ever deserve this treatment from you? Kind of bullshit. And the thing is, I really feel like you tried to help this person, collective, and they didn't want your help. They were happy in their bitterness, oddly enough. So you clearly made room. You made room in your life for new experiences, and you got out of the stagnant energy. So you started a new beginning. There's still time to adjust or start over. Feel free flowing, feel life flowing freely through your being. All your wishes can come true. It can happen to you if you're young at heart. Where the fuck did that come from? Anyway, what do you want, collective? You have the right to pursue happiness. What do you want out of your life? Hmm? What do you want for yourself? For me, I wouldn't mind a nice little oasis to live at. A nice little spot with a backdrop there that I can, like an actual real backdrop, to go hang out by my pond, uh, in my garden and all that, and do some readings would be amazing. Um, and just have an oasis of my own. Have a place to host people to come hang out and come visit, come find guidance, maybe have some healing done, get some R&R, rest and relaxation. That's what I'd like. You're coming out of isolation, collective. Have courage. You might be feeling like you have a bit of an indecision, like you don't know what to decide. Like you have a lot on the list that you want to do. You just don't know what to start with. But whatever this is that you're building, you want to go deep. You're done with this surface level bullshit. So whoever's going to commit to you, they need to be able to use some snorkel. They better be versed with their snorkel gear, but they better be knowing how to scuba dive. Okay. Sometimes we need the isolation, collective. We use that to heal. We use that to learn how our feelings, our emotions affect us. It's also to get to know your own energy, your own frequency. Right? You can't do that with a lot of people around. Okay? So it's beneficial to have time alone. And you know what? Back when I was a people pleaser, back when I was still having abandonment issues, whatever, right? Um, even up until a couple of years ago, I was even dealing with abandonment. But I've been dealing with abandonment pretty well my whole life, over and over and over again. It's like an old wound that kept getting cut open. So, but I know that overall was to basically dim my light so I wouldn't step into my fullest potential. But it blew up in their face, right? And I became more empowered and more centered and more in my power than I ever have been. So as far as I'm concerned, they can all eat it. Eat dirt. They can eat dirt for trying to diminish me. Alright, collective, what do we need to know right now? What do we need to know? What's the biggest precipice that's happening this summer for the collective? Let's say on a worldwide scale. Okay, what's the biggest precipice, part of the awakening that we need to know about, that we need to be aware of? Bring that message out. Let's see what that tells. Let's see what that tells us. Okay, so getting inspired as a collective force to nurture stability, nurture finances, nurture your foundation, be open to new possibilities, having confidence. You know, I think overthinking is really, really good when nobody's thinking at all. Because I'm sorry, I would rather sit with an overthinker than sit with somebody that doesn't think at all. They're total fucking dicks, right? And they don't consider anything. Yeah, I would totally rather sit with an overthinker. Because they at least going to know some things, right? So there's a 5 of shells here. You had to learn all over again and how to love yourself, how to love other people, how to be compassionate. Something really threw you for a loop. But now at this point, I feel that I think you're kind of keeping your cards close to your chest, but you're taking action to some degree, even if it's within your intention and in your perspective. And somebody thinks you're being deceitful by keeping this to yourself. Somebody thinks you're keeping something to yourself. You're not speaking on something. You're keeping it to yourself. You're being deceitful. You're lying. But that's what they're trying to make it out to be, but it's not even the case. The Queen of Feathers, you're nurturing your truth, and they think you're lying. Whatever. 2 of Feathers in reverse. So they're making dumbass decisions without knowing all the information. They're making dumbass assumptions. They're talking shit without actually knowing any of the information. They don't even fucking know what's going on. And they're just making shit up. All because you're moving in a new direction and you're inspired. Because you're nurturing your foundation, because you're stepping into your truth. Maybe, yeah, you are overthinking a little bit, but you're having to really, really work this foundation of control within your emotions and within your mind, and you're trying to balance that out. You're not letting anything infiltrate it anymore, is what it's showing. And they don't, they want you making decisions without all the information, I think. But I really get this feeling that they're making assumption on you without having all the information. And I think maybe this King of Feathers energy, they very well could be lying on you, trying to misunderstand you on purpose as well. discredit you. The High Priestess, yeah. They're not tapped in at all. They're not tapped in at all. And there's something here that they don't, that they're trying to put they're trying to interject the element of surprise, is a feeling I get. They're trying to surprise you, but it's not going to work. It's not going to work out the way that they think it's going to work out. Knight of Feathers. So there's definitely some sort of action, focused communication coming forward. Somebody's wanting to discover something new. Somebody's going to discover something, and somebody's being exposed. Somebody's getting victory, and then somebody else is getting exposed. King of Acorns. You just need to be staying optimistic and be very innovative, be very open-minded, allow your intuition to guide you. Your passions are moving you in the right direction. You need to stay strong. Okay, whoever I'm speaking to, you need to stay strong. Okay, this isn't something that you can really walk away from. You're not walking away from this. You're done walking away from everything. Right? You're making something for yourself to the point where you don't have to walk away. Right? So you don't have to go anywhere. And somebody doesn't like this, that you're not walking away from what you're meant to do. And that's the thing. They want you to walk away, but you're not. They're feeling defenseless, and this is what you don't see coming. Somebody wants you to be defenseless, but somebody's going to be defenseless. They're not going to be able to come back from this. They're feeling defeated. They don't have the determination to continue. They can't even compete where they don't compare collective. Because you're getting victory. And they can't go walking away from what they did. Just be patient. Stay consistent. They're going to be able to, they're going to tell on themselves. They're going to expose themselves. It's all going to be a fucking big, huge show. Right? I'm sure. Just be patient. Stay consistent. Continue moving forward with the priorities that you got going on. Okay? Because you're coming out on the... you got the upper hand in the mix. Okay? They're trying to defeat you, and you got the upper hand. Your power and your perseverance is showing. It's evident. And they can't stop you from living your best life. Okay? They can't stop you. They can't do fuck all about it. If they wanted, they can sit there and watch you, but that's kind of creepy. They should just move on with their life. Leave you the fuck alone already. They thought you were playing and you weren't. You don't play. Ten of Crystals. Yeah, they're losing everything. Their whole foundation, they're losing everything. You're gonna watch it crumble. You're gonna watch it crumble. And they've got nobody to blame but themselves. Okay? I'm really picking up they invested a lot of time, energy, and money into bringing you down. And they ended up embarrassing themselves instead. And some of them, they don't know how they're coming back from it. They wish they never would have played you in the beginning. They wish they would have been honest. They wish they would have been transparent. They wish they wouldn't have treated you the way that they treated you. You clearly taught them something, collective. Some people don't know what it takes to be in the position that you are. Some people don't know what you've gone through. Some people don't know what you've been through. Some people don't know what you've experienced, what you had to endure in order to get to where you are. To be in tune, to be tapped in, to be where you are, took a lot of pain and suffering. And for them just to show up and disregard it like it's nothing, it's part of who you are, collective. Part of who you are. I can't even read your name and you're telling me I sound insane. This clearly isn't the channel for you. So go somewhere else. You're an idiot. For you to come in here and project your bullshit, toxic ass bullshit in my chat. Thinking that you're sophisticated enough to do so. Well, I knew that right from the get-go, that you weren't sophisticated. Because anybody with a sophisticated mind wouldn't come in my chat talking like that. So, welcome in, Tracy. Thank you. Yeah, I've never been on meth. I never tried meth. Never want to even be around meth. Okay? So wherever you got that information, you're probably a meth head yourself. You're just projecting your fucking toxic ass bullshit onto me. Okay? All of this insatiable potential of trying to live up to your parents' whims and your parents' dreams rather than your own. You don't have an emotional capacity even in your eyebrows, let alone your heart. You're so cold with fucking toxic fucking bitterness. Okay. I smoke cigarettes and I smoke weed. That's it. That's all. I'm not on pills. I'm not on narcotics. I'm not on anything. I might take an Advil twice a month, give or take. But that's it. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. Okay? Going after a dream that doesn't exist? No. can't even pronounce your name. I don't even want to know your name, to be honest. Thank you, Deadly Ghost. Somebody's awakening. Somebody's going through a major renewal. Somebody is being enlightened. And I get a feeling they're kind of being thrust right into it. Like they don't got no warning, they don't got no nothing. It's just whoosh. Like 1 minute everything is good, and then the next minute chaos. But it's not like a bad chaos, it's just a lot of changes all at once. And it's like happening now is the feeling I'm picking up on. It's happening now. Somebody's regretting their actions, their words. They're 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 regretting everything. They thought they had it in the bag. They thought they had what they wanted. They thought they were going to get away with what they were going to do. But I'm really getting a feeling like it's all coming to a head. There's definitely something going on. But a lot of what they did regret, they regretted doing to you. This isn't like self-regret. This is something of like they were lashing out. They rocker collective coming for you. And not only are you getting sevenfold blessings back on top of what you lost, you're getting that back, but you're getting sevenfold blessings on top of it. This shit money can't buy. Alright? You've had no choice but to be very strategic and strategize your movements. It's like playing checkers, chess, and Othello all at the same time. All on one game board. Spirit's asking you to have hope, continue having hope, and really be in the frequency of peace. Try to bring yourself into that frequency of peace, despite the chaos. And I think the 8-8 portal, the Lionsgate 8-8 portal, that whole meditation, I think that's a good way to start. Because that's going to balance something out big time. The world is waking up. The world sees the devastation. It's impossible to open your eyes and go through your day and not actually see the devastation. And because of social media and because of the ability of being in a position where you can look anywhere you really want, all you have to do is look the place up. And usually you can find quite a bit of information regarding these particular destinations. So we literally have so much information at our fingertips. And it's impossible to just know that there's devastation going on somewhere around the world. And I think as a collective, we need to try to bring peace to that. Ultimate peace. And put to rest the spiritual warfare. Focus on our own healing. Because if you're in anger, if you're in hate, if you're in malice, if you're in any type of bitterness or low vibing bullshit, you need healing. You need to heal yourself. You need to empower yourself. You need to remove yourself from this bitterness. Because I'll tell you right now, it is evident that it creates a cancer within your life. And if that's what you're hoping for, that is what you're going to get. It is the lower frequencies of sickness and bitterness and anger and sadness and envy and hate and hatred and all of this stuff that creates that disease within the body. So if you're not feeling all that great, if you're dealing with some sickness, if you're dealing with some shit, there's probably because you're not dealing with your inner shit. Your inner world is creating your outer world. Your inner world is a pigmentation of your outer world. It is one and the same. So if your outer world is all fucking chaotic and you're not looking within yourself to find out why, that's nobody's problem but yours. I'm just saying. If you can't seem to release the bitterness, there's something about that you need to heal yourself. You need to gain a new perspective. You need to change things up. And the only one that has the power to change things up is you. Nobody else. You can go to your therapist for months on end, and unless you make the actual fucking changes in your own life, that therapist is going to do fuck all for you. It's you that needs to make the choices. It's one thing to sit in solitude and sit there and analyze and sort through your shit and get through it and empower yourself. That's one thing. But if you're sitting there stewing and being bitter and being vindictive and plotting and planning how to ruin somebody and rip their life apart, and you think you're going to get somewhere with that, you need to heal. You need to heal this, or you will destroy yourself. It's not so much that you want to destroy someone else because you don't know how to express yourself. You're going to destroy yourself trying. Because we are scheduled to go into at least 1,000 years of peace. And if you're not there for it, if you're not riding for us on this peace train, you're not invited. And you're getting booted off the fucking island. Peace will prevail. The light will always prevail. The real light, not the false light. This is why you need to remember who the fuck you are and why the hell you're here. Did you ever think this bitterness and all this pain and all this suffering that you've suffered to make you this bitter? Did you ever think that that bitterness was actually created to keep you living in your fullest potential? Maybe it's been spiritual warfare. Maybe it's psychological warfare. Maybe somebody's gotten so deep so deep into your psyche to rip you apart to the point where you don't feel like life's even worth it anymore. And if it wasn't because of these other people's actions, you wouldn't be there right now. You wouldn't be in this energy right now. You wouldn't have to fear for your life. You wouldn't have to wonder whether or not you're going to get a meal tomorrow. You wouldn't be so on guard if these dipshits weren't in your fucking life to start with. There's so much damage done that you really can't blame anybody. It's all hereditary. And I really sincerely believe that it's a form of traumatic response due to the wars. For the past 4 or 5 decades, yeah. Even more so. We've lost the plot, we've lost the purpose, and this is why we're running around with our heads chopped off, wondering why everything has gone to shit. Because people thought that they could gain control of the matrix or the masses, and what they've done is they've created a fucking synopsis of chaos, and it's about crumbling to their feet. It's crumbling. It's falling apart. And it's being done by divine order. There's no stopping it. They think that they're going to make a new system, everything is going to... Give me a break. They can't even have a decent hospital room somewhere around the world. Right? They can't even put out an actual decent vaccine. Okay? In record time. They can't do shit. They can't even go to space and back. They gotta make a fucking movie about it. And somehow, all this other shit's gonna work out perfectly fine. Mm-hmm. There's a thought that here we are growing up as kids thinking our parents actually know something. They're actually wise. They actually know what the fuck they're doing. They know the purpose of life. They've got all this hidden knowledge that us kids don't have yet. Only to kind of finally find out that as we grow up, we're all just fucking winging it. And a lot of us don't know what the fuck we're talking about. A lot of us are talking out of our asses. I've had a lot of time to think about that. I've had a lot of time to listen to other people, to recognize the difference between bullshit and actually transcendence, shallow conversation to deep conversation. The same with knowledge and wisdom. The one thing I've noticed over the years is as I've cleared out my chakras and realigned and tapped in, I tapped in going to nirvana 3 times already. And it's an ebb and flow. It's just like a breath. You breathe in, you breathe out, but these breaths are long, long periods of time. It's not just a breath, but it's like an ebb and a flow. You rise and you fall, you rise and you fall, and you rise and you fall. And some of us, we level out. We just sit around the borderline and we bounce back and forth. But some of us, we hit rock bottom, which is like hate and malice, right? But over time, I think we learn how to recognize certain archetypes and energies, entities. We, we tend to recognize these archetypes for what they are, and then we no longer give them so much credit. We don't allow them to have validity. But we're definitely in for a huge transformation. And people are thinking that they have control of the helm. They think that they have control of the wheel as how it's going to spin. And I'll tell you right now, they're in for a rude awakening. And that's not, I'm just the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. Do I have answers? Do I have solutions? Yes, I do. But I'm not about to give them out here. You gotta be a member. I'm not gonna name names, but there's certain groups around the world that are getting caught up right now, because they've been intertwined within a lot of other investigations that are going on right now. And there's a very deep, dark, sadistic kind of wisdom. If most people knew about this wisdom, I'll tell you right now, they'll never leave their house. It's because of the paradigm that they live in. It's because of what they know and what they have not yet understood that will make them not leave their house. But rest assured, it's all being eradicated. It's all being taken care of. It's all being neutralized. I mean, come on, collective. We can't, we can't collectively paint everybody with the same brush without rinsing it out and picking another color. Right? We're going to have our good people in our groups. We're going to have our bad people in our groups. The bad people are being weeded out and they're being eradicated. Because the good people that hold the respect and the tradition of these groups want to uphold a particular good reputation. They want to have a good rep rather than a bad rep. Moving into the future, if you want to be respected, you will be having a good reputation. You will have a good track record. You will have a good background. Regardless how chaotic it might have been, the intention will be shown. If you're into doing some shady shit, I'm sorry, but you don't sit in our frequency. Out the door you go. Justice will prevail. Justice is here. It's not even coming. It's not even on its way. It's here. And the justice that I'm talking about isn't the 3D court justice that's literally gone to shit at this point. I'm talking divine justice. And divine justice trumps everything else. This 3D justice system, or whatever they want to call it, is playing house. They're playing house. in the 3D. In comparison to divine justice, which is soon to take control again. And these conglomerates will have no, they will either assimilate to the divine order or they will be eradicated. The divine is always watching, the divine has always been watching, the divine will always be watching. You think Big Brother's bad? The divine don't need cameras. They can look and experience everything through you, yourself. They're trying to recreate it with the AI. Not going to work out. One of the biggest distractions. Yeah, it's clever, right? You need some help to create something. Yeah, fine, yeah. Great. Great tool. Okay? But all in moderation. Spirit, what's the message? What do we need to know? What do we need to pay attention to? Keep us 10 steps ahead of our haters. You gotta keep it separated. Somebody wants you to self-sabotage, but they're sabotaging themselves. Epic. Yeah, you're a badass, whoever you are. You know what the fuck you're doing. People think they're playing you and they're only playing the player. But you're no player. That's the difference. And this is one of the reasons why you don't play, because usually the damn game don't end all that well, end that long after that anyway. Yeah, you've got some things that you're good at. There's some things that you maybe kind of take a stab at every once in a while. Some things you maybe need to brush up on. But somebody's trying to downplay it. The fact that you are very talented. Somebody's trying to downplay it. They're down low, trying to make it to where all you're doing is give. And you're not getting fuck all back. They're trying to project this energy onto you. That it's all for nothing. And it's all because they're envious of your abilities. Envy does some pretty shitty things. Yeah, again, Spirit. The last couple weeks, the last couple months, the Three of Wands has been really significantly standing out. Okay? Having the foresight and exploration, the ability to explore, the ability to be open-minded, the ability to have good intention, to move forward, to collaborate, to teamwork, to adapt, to move through, to be consistent, to be very focused, you know, passion-oriented. The Three of Wands is definitely something that's been popping up quite a bit. And somebody's trying to get you to self-sabotage that. Your consistency. Ten of Feathers. I'm really getting an energy of feeling left behind because you ended this cycle already. You're recovering from this pathetic bullshit. This was a lot of conflict that you did not partake in. Meanwhile, it was right there in your face. You could have snapped a motherfucker in half and you didn't. You could have went up one side and down the other side of somebody and they wouldn't have had fuck all to do about it. They wouldn't know. They wouldn't have known it even hit them. But you didn't. There could have been so much that you could have done to wreak havoc and chaos for what they've done to you and how they were to you, bitter and angry and all this shit. Throwing shade all the time. You ended this cycle. You're recovering, you're transforming from this. You're transmuting it. You're not allowing it to be a part of you're not allowing it to impact you in the way that they wanted it to impact you. They wanted you to be miserable. They wanted you to lose out on everything that you were building. They thought you were a fucking joke. But yet here you are. Showing up. Being consistent. Being inspired. Having talents and sharing those talents. And they don't like it. They don't like the fact that you're able to do this. So they're trying to diminish it. And cause conflict. Maybe they should just sit the fuck down and mind their business. You're holding everything close to your chest. You're not telling much of anything to them. You could have ghosted them, you could have blocked them, you could have whatever. But you're taking control. Because they've been very deceptive. Very disrespectful. You're moving into a more harmonious energy collective, and you should be proud of yourself. You're alchemizing that energy, which is beautiful. Somebody thought because you ended out a cycle, okay? Because you ended out a cycle that they're losing out now. They're losing out on this so-called stability. Because you're walking away. They thought they had you stuck. And then they were siphoning off of your abundance. They were siphoning off of your good nature and making you feel like a bag of shit. Which was totally screwing up your foundation. They could have even been doing this to screw up your energy so that way it would screw up your money. And it is all energetic. And it's done through actions and reactions. And they don't even talk about it. They gaslight you on it. And ask you stupid questions like, why did I deserve this treatment? Meanwhile, all you're doing is just walking in a different direction. Trying to survive. Trying to live your fucking life. And now you're being hounded. All because you walked away? Make it make sense. But the fact that you're moving into this harmonious energy, they don't like it because they can't manipulate you. They can't stick their dirty ass fucking fingers into your shit anymore. They want you losing out, collective. Ace of Pentacles. In the reverse, they want you fucking losing out on that. They think that they have the gall and the audacity to dictate the way you're going to have your life happen. They want you all up in your head because you're receiving victory. You're fucking victorious. And they want to come in and, no, you're not. You don't know what you're talking about. Are you sure? Yeah, they want to come in and manipulate you. All because you're receiving success and triumph and victory. They want to come in and manipulate you. Why? Because they're siphoning off of your energy. 9 of Pentacles in the reverse. They're trying to make themselves stable off of your fucking energy. Go get your own fucking damn sandwich. Ace of Crystals in the reverse. They want to try to manipulate this Ace of Crystals out of your life. All because you're finding success with it. Like, fuck off. I wish I knew who you were. I'd rip your face right off your fucking head. You want to see how fucking monstrous I can get? I wish I knew who the fuck you were. You would know what fucking hit you. I don't give a fuck who you are at this point. You're just a piece of shit. And you need to go where you belong. Yeah, you know you deserve better treatment than this. And they probably fucked up your car. They tried to fuck your car. They tried to fuck your movement forward. Right? Because they knew you had a lot of opportunities coming in. And it was some sort of a stupid-ass third party that did it. Yeah, you're getting it all back, though, collective. Justice is here. I'm telling you that right now. You might even get apologies. You might get letters. You might get presents. You might get a whole bunch of other shit. The Empress. In the reverse. Some dumbass cunt that got over fucking zealous with her fucking so-called power and her demonic bullshit. They're trying to get you to sabotage your new beginning. They don't like the fact that you're taking action. And everything that you're building, they want to ruin it. They don't want you having options. They're doing anything and everything to send you shit on the daily, is what I'm telling you. But you just keep nurturing the truth. Keep calling them out on their shit. Because the fact that you're calling them out on their shit recognizes to people that this is actually happening. This is actually something that happens to people. And then they don't feel so alone because they find out that it's happening to them too. Yeah, some sort of King of Feathers, this stupid ass Ice King in the reverse. Fucking liar, cheater, backstabber, the Hermit. You mean to tell me they're actually taking time out to contemplate what they've done? They're actually gaining some sort of wisdom? Pompous piece of shit. Oh, 6 of Feathers. Maybe they are finally walking away. Maybe they are finally getting the message. Awesome. 4 of Acorns. Knight of Acorns. You're finding a new stability. Maybe you're walking away. Maybe they're finally getting the memo. Yeah, because you're walking away. They don't want you moving forward, and they're trying to ruin all your ideas. All these ideas you're coming up with, they want to ruin them. They want to ruin it all. So, collective, this is probably why you might want to keep your cards close to your chest, because you don't know who they got infiltrated into their fucking little posse. Right? Don't allow people to come in and gaslight you. Be honest with yourself, first and foremost. Step into your authenticity, secondly, and empower yourself to step forward anyway. Right? Work on your best ideas in secret, and present them when the time is right. And this is for my good, divine, intentional, beautiful souls. This isn't for my karmics to do. Because you couldn't line up in any part of integrity off the side of a fucking burned door, even if you tried. So don't compete where you don't compare. Because you're going to fail miserably. It's going to blow up in your face. What's going to happen? Collective, you need to hold your heart guarded at this time. Yes, let people in. Yes, be compassionate, but be very, very curious as to the intention of others when they want to get into your energy. You very well could be going into a contemplative time before you come out of this isolation. One last hurrah is what I'm being told. Yeah, 9 of Feathers, perspective, self-empowerment. So this is really kind of dotting the I's, crossing the T's, you know, making sure the periods are there, making sure the capitals are at the beginning of the sentences, and blah, 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 blah. Making it look pretty, right? Okay, so I get a feeling like something or part of you thinks that there's something that you don't got what it takes, you don't have the stamina. And I think what it is, it's just the pain and the suffering and all the bullshit that you've had to deal with and alchemize. You're tired. You're fucking tired. Right? I get it. But there is no but, Aiden. I'm tired. I get it. I get it. Let me paint a picture for you, though. Okay? What if this isolation was a time for you to rest? Finally rest. And what if they're trying to throw a wrench in the mix? Maybe this is the time for you to sleep and rest and just rejuvenate yourself. Maybe they're throwing the wrench in underneath your mattress, hoping you don't sleep well. But yet you've been sleeping like a baby. Thinking that they're gonna attack you in your sleep, when that is when you're most shielded. That's when you're most protected. And anybody that fucks with your sleep, they get what they deserve. I know I was onto something. I know I was onto something. But I kind of lost track of my thoughts. You're thinking you're not hacking it. I got it. And I remember what I'm trying to say here. You think that you can't hack it. You think because you're tired, the painting of a picture. Okay? I got my thought back. Um anyway, consider this. I got this pretty beautiful quartz crystal. Okay? Check it out. Okay? And I have it sitting here on my table. Right? Even though it's in my hands right now. And in order to get to this crystal, you had to go through absolutely everything you've been through. And I said, okay, it's sitting here on the table. All you have to do is pick it up. Hypothetically, this is my crystal. It's not being given away. However, if you didn't know that this crystal existed, you could feel its energy. You knew that it was possible. You knew that it was in the vicinity. You knew that it was close by. Okay? But you couldn't see the crystal yet. You didn't know the crystal existed. But it's a beautiful crystal, right? You felt its energy, but you didn't see it yet. That's like literally right around the corner from where you are right now. All you have to do is walk around the block. But you want to quit. Why? Because you're tired. No buts, Aiden. I'm tired. I don't want to walk around the block. What if you have already killed all the main bosses in your video game? And you're literally walking to that place where you're walking to the finish line where the flag goes up on the Super Mario Brothers fucking flag post. Da 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 da. Da, 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 da. Isn't there like fireworks coming out the back of the castle too? You don't want to walk around the block to finally get this crystal. Now, this crystal signifies anything and everything that you've ever wanted. Whatever that might be, whatever that might mean to you, this crystal represents. You've worked extremely hard throughout your life. You've gone through what you've been through. And now it's literally the walk of victory. And you don't even want to walk the walk of victory after all the fucking pain and suffering you did. You don't want to walk the walk of victory. Like, fuck the walk of victory. I'll just sit over here on the fucking corner, sit on this curb. Have everything you ever wanted. It's literally right around the corner. What would you rather choose, Collective? Would you walk that corner proudly, then you just want to sit on the curb. Say, fuck all this. Fuck it all. That's the big question you need to ask yourself. And all those people out there that are thinking, oh, but I made so many mistakes. I fucked up so much. I'm like such a failure. Really? Is that what you're going to wake up with every day that the divine gives you as a chance to start over and make it right? Is that what you're going to do? You're just going to sit there and stew about how bitter your fucking life is? The divine gave you another day to wake up with your eyes, your mind, your heart. And all you're going to do is stew and sit there about it. All you're going to do is give up? What? So is that all you're going to do? Going to be a coward? The divine is literally ready to gift you whatever the fuck you want. Your heart's fucking desires. And you don't even want it. Some people even actually threw it away. Some people actually had this crystal, whatever this crystal might mean to you, in their hand and they threw it away. They fumbled it. To some degree, yes, Captain. No, I have not. Somebody is asking in the chat if I've ever done acid. No, I have not. Cigarettes, weed, shrooms, and I tried salvia once, but I didn't like it. Was not a fan. Everything else, no. Haven't tried it, don't want to have anything to do with it, and no regrets. So, that's good. Some of you got a quarter-mile stretch left to walk to get to where you need to go to receive your abundance. Some of you still have fight left. Some of you still have a fight left. Some of you need to stand on your power. Some of you need to stand up. Speak up. But how do you really do that in a system that's crumbling? Right? How do you find your justice in a system that's crumbling? Right? Where you gotta wait for months and months and months upon months to get anything done. Because first you gotta make the call. To get through to somebody to actually make an appointment is a challenge. And then you get the appointment and it's like 3 to 6 to a year, year out. What are you supposed to do with that but sit and wait? And yet they call that a system? Oh, but the system's overloaded and backlogged. Yeah, probably because you've deregulated immigration. That was the only thing that they could bring in to try to bring in this new ID. They tried to capitalize on the multiculturalism of the planet and create a situation where everybody needed one. So this is that chaotic situation, but what they don't understand is it's going to automatically assimilate into something more than what they could ever create as a system. Because there's already a system built into each and into every single one of us individually, but we just need to wake up to that system. Wake up to that etiquette, wake up to that discernment, wake up to that gift of intuition. And but a lot of people don't even have the self-worth to even think about that. Some of them don't even have the thought to wrap around their head to think about the fact that they could actually have the same gifts as I do. And you could obtain them the same way I did. But a lot of it took a lot of pain and trauma and whatever else. But your gifts might be different than mine. Yours might be in a different form, a different frequency. And that's okay. And that's what makes you different than who I am. And it makes you unique as yourself. It's not about being better. It's not about being better than someone or worse than someone. It's not about being who's tapped in or who's not tapped in. Be who you are. Some people want to tap in, some people don't. That's quite alright. It's up to you. It's your choice. But there's people out here thinking that they can dictate who's tapped in and who's not. There's people out here thinking that they can dictate what's going on and what's not. As if they're the puppet masters. These puppet masters are being exposed from being behind the curtain. You think of Wizard of Oz, right? The man behind the curtain. The great and powerful Oz was this little dinkly fucking midget behind the curtain. Who would have known? So is coming up in here with the name JW. It's really bad for you. Or you can just shut up and mind your own business. Welcome in, Sanderson Rose. Okay, so do you have Palo Santo wood? If you don't, try to get some. You can get it online, you can get it at a little shop near you. Okay, grab some Palo Santo wood. Alright, you can write his name on a piece of paper. If you have some of his hair or whatever else, put it with it. Write your name on a piece of paper. Okay, tie them together, but say nothing. With no intentions. Okay? Tying them together is signifying that you were together, that there was some sort of a relationship, there was some sort of tie that binds you. Okay? Whether an emotional tie, physical tie, financial tie, whatever the case may be. And as you cut that, symbolize you being released from his clutches, releasing from that tie. Okay? Burn some Palo Santo wood while you're doing it. Okay? And as you're doing it, visualize in your mind's eye that he is leaving you alone. He's walking in and he's walking away. Just visualize him walking away. Okay? As far as your sleep, call on your guides, call on your protectors, call on your angels. Okay? Angels significant with you. I think you tap in with the angels. So call on the angels to protect you while you sleep. You can get yourself a dream catcher if you want. Or you can make a protective dream catcher if you know how to. If you make one, it would probably be better because you're infusing energy into it, right? So if you want to get creative, you can put your own magic into it. It would be beneficial for you. I would also get a protective amulet to put around your neck, okay, of empowerment and a protection, okay? And I wouldn't necessarily use the cross, okay, because it is of sacrifice. It is not of protection. It is of bloodshed. So, not exactly what you want to be having around your neck if you want protection. But do that cord cutting ritual, preferably on a full moon, moving into a full moon rather than moving out of one. Okay? But I think you need to maybe spend some time in meditation and grow your defenses and your shields. And you do that through visualization. You tap in with your guides. Okay? Welcome in, Sheila. Welcome in, Michael. Now, question is, what does the dreams tell you? It's one thing to acknowledge how they make you feel, but what are the dreams trying to tell you? Are there messages in these dreams? This is also something that you need to look into. Look into the interpretation of what stands out to you in these dreams. It could represent just that he's recognizing and he's finding um, He's finding that you're disconnecting and that you are gravitating your energy. You guys are drifting apart. He's losing control. Right? So he very well could be trying to um, project some sort of energy onto you because of that. So take that into consideration. Ultimately, he cannot hurt you in your dreams. If he hurts you in your dreams, okay, then I would consider that as a warning. But for the most part, they can't hurt you. Chances are you will wake up before it actually happens. By divine law, they can't fuck with your sleep. The only way that something is being proclaimed to you is for your own awareness. So the divine may allow something to happen in order for you to know a particular situation. Like this X might be planning something that you need to be at attention for. They might be stalking you, so maybe you need to up your protection. Maybe you need to get a restraining order. Maybe you need to do certain things to protect yourself. Right? But it's your dreams are giving you that reason to do so. Right? But it's also what you are feeling called to do. That's the nitty-gritty of it all. What are you feeling called to do? Clarifying life situations. Is there any advice for the Sanderson Rose? Is there any advice for Sanderson Rose? Seize every minute. Embrace each moment with purpose, for time is precious. Gift on your journey of self-discovery. Manifest the new. Embrace change and envision your desires, allowing the universe to align with your intentions. Roots of success. Secure your foundation, fostering growth and stability for a thriving journey ahead. So things are going to get better for you. Okay, but you need to make that happen, honey. You deserve it. After all you've been through, you deserve it. Connections Guide. Harness the power of networks, cultivate meaningful relationships, and strategize your path to success. Keep moving forward. Alright? Trust yourself. Let your intuition be the compass that leads you through murky waters. Resurrection. Shake off the past and rise again. Reinvent yourself and you will rise up from the ashes, even more powerful. Pretty well what I just had happen to me in the last 4 years. Total resurrection. Back from the dead, baby. Literally. Behind the veil. Welcome uncertainty as an opportunity for growth and be okay with not knowing. So be open to the possibilities and open to the unknown. It might surprise you. Specifically energetically, frequency-wise, if you stay in a high vibing frequency, nothing shit's gonna come around. You're gonna get some good shit for once. So stay in that high frequency and things will work out for you. Better than expected. Open doors. You have many options, so take your time and choose what is right for you. Hear what is unsaid. Tune into the silence for truths that words cannot express, and listen deeply. So tap in. See what the world has for you in opportunities. It's bound to be interesting. Let's see what the voice of souls has to say for my collective. But I would talk to victim services in your area. They might help you out if you have victim services. Don't know where you are, where you're about, but okay. Somebody's either asking for help or they want to come help you with something. The card help come out. Yeah? Okay. Forgiveness. Somebody's not mirroring you. Somebody's not. Somebody's coming and asking for help. They lost out big. There's no mirror effect with this person. Somebody's regretting some sort of actions and they're looking for forgiveness. It could be regarding some sort of abundance and some sort of secrets coming out. I get a feeling like they just don't know how to show up. They need guidance. And this is a spiritual message of love. So somebody is actually really fucking torn up. They're wanting to know how, they're wanting to ask you for help on how to move forward with a particular situation. And I really kind of feel like they're choked up about it. And I'm picking up on the fact that they were pulled into something that they didn't want to be pulled into. What's this all about, Spirit? They didn't see you for who you were. And they made decisions based off of lies. Which now it has them all in their head. They see you being very guarded. They can't walk away. They're being haunted. They're being haunted by you for what they've done. Very, very regretted. Very, very regretful. King of Swords. They lied to you. They backstabbed you. They betrayed you. And now they're being haunted by what they've done. And you're just sitting over here, not overwhelmed, just focusing on yourself. You're finding wish fulfillment because you made a judgment call. And I have a feeling they're trying to make a judgment call on you because apparently you are their wish fulfillment. Maybe they're taking a journey towards you, or they're wanting to. But I'm really getting this judgment and the Nine of Cups. You don't need them. You don't need them. You don't want them. It's like you're having a major judgment call and you're having a wake-up call. You are seeing the betrayal for what it is. You're seeing how things aren't really working out for the situation. And yeah, you're focused on yourself. You're focused on your own wish fulfillment. You're filling your own damn cup. You're not requiring anybody to fill that cup for you. You're not requiring somebody to make you feel complete. And you're keeping your cards close to your chest, as you should. As you should. Yeah, you're leaving. They wanted you to feel left out in the cold, and now they're feeling that way, collective. They're feeling left out. And it's probably because you're abundant. And they don't like that. They don't like the fact that you're abundant and they're struggling. Seven of Cups, they're overwhelmed because they've been left out in the cold. They're totally overwhelmed. The fact that you're finding wish fulfillment and you made a judgment call and you're done. You're on a journey. You're moving forward. Five of Swords. Yeah, they want to come in and reconcile. They can't walk away from this. They can't. They're being haunted. They want to make a decision. They want to make a, they want to come forward, but they're all up in their head about it. And they know that they were deceptive. They know they were a liar. They know that they didn't want you walking away. And they're saying that you're blowing it all out of proportion, that it's not even what it was. And meanwhile, it was. You tried for a long while to try to make things better, but it never fucking worked. It was always continuous fucking chaos. They made it to the point where you couldn't walk away. They tried to trap you. But somehow, by some miracle, you got away. And you're victorious. You triumph. Now you're getting recognition for what you're doing because of your rise. And they think that they're making it out like you're a hothead. Like you're blowing it out of proportion. You're delusional. I don't think that that's the truth. They're lying on you. They're trying to get you to react. It's not working out. Eight of Cups. And Eight of Wands. They can't walk away from this and they're stagnant as fuck. And they're bitter about it. And this is why they want to come in and reconcile, so that way they can either be a part of this abundance, or at least maybe, the air will be clear, where they can just move on with their life. But they don't want to take accountability for what they did. They don't care. They didn't give a fuck about you, collective. Because if they did, they wouldn't have swindled you the way they did. If they actually loved you, if they actually cared about you. They showed their true colors. They showed who they were. Seven of Pentacles in reverse, yeah. They told you, they showed you what a fucking failure they are. They showed you what an absolute and utter chaos they were. And that's the sad part about it all. It took you a while to figure it out. You know, they just chalked it up as if it was a bad day. Meanwhile, they're receiving karma for doing stupid shit. Ten of Wands reversed. Yeah, they want to open up old wounds. They want to apparently heal something with you. But you took a leap of faith in a new direction. You said, fuck this shit. I don't blame you. I don't blame you for walking away, Collective. I really don't. This is not something that you even have to think about or regret, for that matter. Okay? This is not something that you're going to regret. They want you to regret walking away from them. They've been wanting you to chase them. They've been wanting you to reach out to them because their dumbass third party deleted your fucking number out of their phone. So now they can't look you up. They can't call you. They can't do anything. And for some of you, they're actually quite sad about it because they wanted to reach out for you, reach out to you quite a few times. Whatever. The divine is protecting you from them anyway. If they had some dumbass confession to give us, what would it be? I don't understand what you see in me. I don't feel attractive. Well, what are you even talking about? What do you think I see in you, to begin with? I'm embarrassed by my actions and feel disgusted with myself. You should. You probably should. It might do you good to sit there in the shame for a little bit. It might humble you. It'll help you straighten up and fly right, that's for sure. I know what I'm doing. I play dumb to keep you confused. Of course you do. And this is what's so sadistic about it and vulgar about it, is that I know you know. I know you know what you're doing. But you're thinking you're going to play me, and you're not. Because I'm not playing those dumbass games. It's the way it is. I know what I'm doing. I play dumb. Okay, what else? I'm embarrassed by my actions. I feel disgusted with myself. That one come back out again. I need to free myself from fear and doubts. I am a caged bird. Well, you should be a caged bird at this point. With all that shame. And probably fucking got you caged up. Maybe it's a good time to release that shame and step up into something different. But you won't even give yourself a chance. You can't even wrap your head around the possibility. I feel unbalanced and uneasy. I don't know what to do to fix it. I just told you. Not that difficult. Just gotta have courage. I cannot listen to your voice. It affects my soul. I bet, because I'm probably calling you out on your shit. You probably feel like a fucking bag of shit by the time you're done watching my readings. As you should. I know that you may not feel as for me as I feel for you. Yeah. I have lost faith in you and cannot see a future with you anymore. Good, then leave me the fuck alone and walk in a different direction. Bye. I don't feel guilty for how I treated you. My ego is too big to care. Well, duh. This is why I left. You didn't give a fuck about me. My mask keeps me safe. I need to fake my feelings. Of course you did. That's the only way you were gonna get the money, honey. But see what happens when you fake? You don't make. You fake it, you don't make it. You fail it. I have lost all control of my life. I keep messing up because you're an absolute utter failure and you need to maybe sit down, take some notes, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Stop being a fucking idiot. Stop being so obsessive. Stop being so psychopathic and sadistic. Cool it out on the audacity. It's difficult for me to process my emotions. I'm not available right now. Yes, please leave a message after the fucking beep. I cannot be vulnerable. Yeah, after the beep. The message center that hasn't even been activated yet. I cannot be vulnerable with you. I rather hide in the darkness before I let you see inside of me. Yeah, okay. I'm not sitting here waiting around. I'm afraid that your feelings for me are not mutual. No, they're not mutual. I knew I was losing you, but I didn't do anything to fight for you. Clearly, you just went back to what felt comfortable, right? You went back to the fucking loser. That's okay. I feel unworthy of having love in my life. I feel miserable and lost. Yeah. Yep. That's what happens when you'd rather sit in your shit and not heal your karmic bullshit. That's what happens. You end up feeling unworthy and having no love in your life, and you feel miserable and lost. That's why. I feel abandoned by you, and it's triggering my childhood traumas. Really. You feel abandoned by me when you're the one abandoning me, right? So, what's the deal? Am I supposed to sit there and wait and then chase you for the rest of my life? So that way you don't feel abandoned? No, I'm gonna move on with my fucking life. That's what's gonna happen. Okay? That's what's gonna happen. I'm actually striving for happiness, actually. I think of you when the night is in the world at night when the world is asleep and my mind is awake. No one else makes me feel the way you do, but I'll take it to the grave before I tell you. And my pride and ego got hurt, so I wanted revenge. I wanted you to hurt too. Oh yeah, you'd already hurt me. That's why I fucking walked away. And then you wanted to plot more revenge onto me to hurt me again. On top of that, you sick, pathological piece of shit. Very sadistic individual. Like, fuck you. What's going on, dragons? Is there any message from my collective? Somebody's feeling very disempowered at the moment. Okay? Oh, because you released some sort of betrayal. They wanted to keep that betrayal going. They wanted to make that betrayal fester, by the sound of it. What's going on with that? Justice. That's what's going on. Seven of Swords as well. Very, 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 very strategic justice. Page of Swords. Collective, you're going to be celebrating soon. You don't even know what you're celebrating, but you're going to be celebrating soon. And I'd like to tell you to get into that celebratory energy, but it's very difficult because this is a celebration you've never been able to have before. Like, you know, when you celebrate your birthdays, there's a certain type of frequency that you want to emit at your birthday party, but it doesn't always seem to match what you were looking for. And then you got these dumbass people that, you know, they want to be in your life, but then when you invite them to a party, they don't show up. It's one thing if they got a job to do or whatever, that's fine, whatever, that's besides the point. But to go out of your way to be in your energy, but when it's special for you, they're like not around. Those are lurking gherkins. Okay? And they are sweet and sour. One minute they're hot and cold. One minute they're happy for you. The next minute they're not. The next minute they're silent. The next minute they're not. One minute they're riding for you. The next minute they're not. One minute they're bitter. The next minute they're not. The next minute they are. The next minute they're not. And for a lot of them, they're more prone to see your downfall than to see your success. They would sooner watch your downfall than watch your success. Because your success makes them envious. But your downfall makes them feel a little bit more powerful, a little bit more put together. I'm really picking up that they're very, very much getting karma right now. Or they're about to. Very bitter. Very, very bitter that they're receiving karma. I'm being told that they've been receiving karma quite a while now. I'm being told ever since you left. It's been almost non-stop. One thing after another, after another, after another, after another. It's out of your hands, too, Collective. It's like, it's not like you're doing anything. You're not. You're moving on. You're living your life, and ancestors and the divines got you covered in more ways than you even realize. The people are going through it. And the people, and I mean more than one person. Avoid agreeing with people merely to keep the peace. You don't have to agree with everybody. You can stand in your power. You have every right. You can say no. And no is a complete sentence. You shouldn't have to explain yourself. You shouldn't have to, like, yeah, a little bit of backstory as to the no. Sure, fine. Just to get a better understanding, fine. But there's no rebuttal to a no. Right? There's no rebuttal. No is a full sentence. Sometimes you gotta help people to realign and remember why you told them what you told them in the first place. Sometimes you gotta help people to remind them who the fuck they're playing with. Sometimes you gotta stick up for yourself. Sometimes you gotta be that leader. Sometimes you gotta step up and do something about it. But it's all in choice. It's better to take action than to be into some fiasco of reaction. Don't be reacting to people's bullshit. Like, I was here earlier reacting to people's bullshit in the chat for a while there, right? Because I chose to react to the bullshit. They came in and they did what they needed to do, and they ended up getting blocked, but that's okay, whatever. They came in to distract, be a troll. They succeeded. That's fine, whatever. It's still no skin off my back. The thing is, we're living in a fucking crazy ass world where people try to think that they can poke the bear, poke the bear, poke the bear, poke the bear to the point where you don't react. You're not allowed to react. Heaven forbid you react. Right? You're not allowed to react. You're just supposed to sit there and submit to it and take it off the chin and say nothing about it. Apparently, they have the authority to knock you down a peg or two. What they don't realize is you're not standing on a peg. You're standing flat-footed, grounded on the earth. And ultimately, if they knew what was good for you, they would mind their own business and leave you alone. Why? Because they're crunchy and they taste good with ketchup. And I'm not going to say I'm going to sit here and eat my enemies, but there are dragons looking for a snack. And that's why I say they're crunchy and taste good with ketchup. It's a dragon's favorite snack. Especially the egotistical. The more ego, the better. It's like a spice. It's a flavoring. You're not the only one that said that to me there, Sanderson. Anyway. I think the overall message tonight, collective, is to recognize where you need to celebrate and celebrate. Step into that higher frequency because a lot of us, we didn't get the chance to celebrate our wins before. We don't really know how to celebrate. To celebrate, it would maybe feel awkward at this time, but we are being told to celebrate the little wins, because that in itself is going to help us raise to a higher frequency, to recognize the accomplishments that we've made over the time, how we've empowered ourselves through our challenges. Okay, that's the big thing. And again, the Three of Wands. Just continue being consistent. Stay focused. Don't let the fucking bullshit going on around you. Don't let the news bother you. Don't let the fucking bullshit going across the world bother you. You know what? There's a bunch of people out there trying to narrate a story that is a bunch of deception. Okay? Do I care about humanity? Yes. Do I care about the livelihoods of people that are dealing with war? Yes, I do. I've already spoken on that. I do believe there should be a ceasefire, and there should be an international peace treaty put across the earth. That no warfare will ever commence from this day forward. This is 2025 going into 2026 soon. Like, where the fuck are we moving with this world of humanity? There's a lot of people that need to get their fucking heads out of their asses and start making better decisions for the world. We're coming to a precipice where it's not going to be able to be made anymore. But it takes you and me as individuals to show up and make something happen, to make a positive impact in the world. Okay? What are you doing for that impact? That's the big question. What are you doing? How are you showing the fuck up in the world? Are you helping it? Are you helping the chaos, or are you helping the peace spread? What are you doing? What do you mean, Aiden? I've got this, yeah, you're distracted. You've got so many distractions, you can't even step forward into anything to help. So it might make you feel like a failure. Why? Because you're distracted? So stop being so distracted. Focus on you. Focus on your own energy. Focus on what you're good at. Focus on your qualities that you have to make available to the world. And make your own impact. Think of it like a master class. If there was a master class that you could teach, what would it be? And capitalize on it. Whether that be cooking, whether that be cooking, whether that be cleaning, there's always going to be a place that needs to be cleaned. There's always going to be a place that needs a cook. There's always going to be a place that needs, you know, a planner, a designer, a contractor, whatever it might be. Put it whatever it needs to be. But how are you making that impact for you and for your community? It takes a community to make it work. It takes a team. It takes a dream team to make the dream work. You know what I mean? That is what I do. I'm so utterly grateful for all the people that get to witness that. And to all the people that I've blessed with insight and wisdom and new perspectives. It is an honor to be here and to be able to do that for you. The world is a beautiful place. You just have to step up into that frequency. Don't allow the lower frequencies any bidding on your life. The chakra system in my post section, go check them out after the live. Go see where you could release. Go see the different points of energy where you can maybe heal something. And see how that works miracles in your life. The ability to release anger, hate, and malice, lust, confusion. It's a beautiful thing when you can release all this bullshit. But it takes you to believe to make it happen. It takes you taking that action, having the focus, taking that action and making it happen for you. If you need help unpacking that, that's what I'm here for. Get a one-on-one session. Get a personal reading. Let's get you back on track to living in your highest timeline. And without further ado, I want to say thank you to my supporters, my members, my subscribers. I keep coming back for you. I couldn't do it without you. You've been my miracle, just as much as I've been yours. And it's a very, very honorable position to be in right now. I'm very humbled by that. I just want to let you know that. Very grateful. If you want to get a personal reading, check out the description box. If you want to donate to the channel, check out the description box. It is all greatly appreciated. And thank you so much for being here. If you can't be good at it, at least be good to yourself first, so that way you can then be good to others. Fill your own damn cup first. Know what that love feels like before you go out looking for it with other people. If you don't know what that love feels like, you're going to get yourself caught up in a karmic situation that you don't want to be in. Right? So, do yourself a favor. Do the work. Do the shadow work. Do the healing. Rise into your best version of yourself, so that way you have something to bring to the table. And watch how miracles step into your life. Watch how you get into that frequency of that divinity, and you get yourself in a position to be in alignment to a divine union. The best is yet to come, and it's all depending on your actions and what you take and what you make happen for yourself. Until next time, have yourselves a good evening, and thank you for watching.